We're fine. Thank you, Doug.
There's one more product that I'm trying to get out.
I want to just sing that Winnie the Pooh song. You know, Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
It was going through my head the whole time that
I'm sure.
I was working on these.
Well, these are super cute. Oh my gosh. It is a Peggy Day today, and welcome everybody as you're joining us. I see Gail's here, and Laura, and Kathy, and two Kathys.
Oh, yay.
What a treat. Double
love
Kathy.
Kathy.
And Mary. Hi, Mary. And Deanna's here. And, oh my gosh, Kathy number 3 just popped on.
Oh, hi, Kathy. 1,
We
2,
got
and 3.
Kathy 1, 2, and 3, and there's Diane and Jan, and that rhymes.
Yeah.
And Donna, hi Donna from Eastern Iowa, and Carol's here. It's a scrapbooking day today, and everybody loves that. And PJ is in Waco, and I was there last week, so you've got to love Waco.
It has to be warmer there.
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot warmer in Waco. It was last week anyway.
Yeah.
And hi, Rita and Vicky. Good morning, everybody. And Crafty Kathy, hello. And Bev, we're just giving a shout out to everybody that I see popping on. Marcy, if we miss your name, it might not have come up, or it went by fast, because there's Janet and there's Kathy. And Jennifer and Susie, and Peggy's going to be showing us also a couple other layouts. So we've got, what, 4 amazing
4
layouts. You know, if
today.
it's Peggy and it's scrapbooking, you know it will be amazing. So hello, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
And Lisa is here. So we got a lot of people here.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's very exciting. So before we get to Peggy, we just want to do like a recap from yesterday.
I know,
and-
the cards were beautiful yesterday. I love
Well,
that.
thank you, Simple Stories.
The color
because
palette is such
I'm
a
gonna
nice line.
Buzz around here. We made the Simple Stories. Now this is a long one, guys. Simple Vintage Essentials Color Palette cards. So, and they are beautiful. The whole color palette collection is gorgeous. And yesterday we made the card kit, and we actually got all the cards done. I think we went a little late, but we did get them all done.
But I loved how you bumped some of them up, too.
Oh yeah, we did. We turned a couple of them into easel cards.
Yep.
And we did that using the Photo Play easel card bases. And these are, you guys, these are only $4.99 and you get 6. And they do come in black also. So if you are doing something where black works better for you, for these cards I liked white, but we do have both. They're excited to see you, Peggy. You're getting lots of comments. And there's
I'm excited to be here.
Christina
Always love
and
it.
Colleen just popped on, and there's Mary, and she says, woohoo, it's a Peggy Day.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
So you
Thank
got to love that, right? Every day's a great day here at Memory
Yes,
Bound.
it is.
So here are the cards, and we still have kits left, and you know what? We have more coming. It makes 8 cards, and it's $14.99. And we also threw in something a little extra special yesterday. Now this is called So Easy Fancy Floss, but in Kelly terminology, it's baker's twine or twine. And this is normally $3.99, and we have a special going on this week for $1.59. And it doesn't have all the colors of the cards, but it certainly took care of, put a little bit there on the green, and then we've got some on the orange card wrapped around the side, and on the purple card, we've got it wrapped around at the top. And these are also great team colors. They're great for Halloween. They're great for spring. So for $1.59, it's a pretty good deal. It's 87 yards. And I guess if you, or is that 87 or 8.7? Sorry, guys, it's 8.7. 8.7. I don't know how that divides into 3, but somebody can probably figure it out. And I guess we've still got a few of those left, so it's not too late to get those. So Peggy, let's also look, since it's a Winnie the Pooh day,
Yeah.
and I know you guys showed the Winnie the Pooh section while I was gone, but here are the cards that we showed on Monday.
And so fun. Those cards are just so bright and cheery. I love using those cut aparts and the little quotes.
Well, when I think Katie mentioned this, but when Winnie the Pooh came in, a lot of people talked about baby, you know, baby book or baby this, and it is great for that, but it's not just for babies, because some of these quotes are amazing
Right?
and very inspirational.
It's not limited to baby. It can be any age.
Like life was meant for good friends and grand adventures. The things that make me different are things that make me.
I love that one.
That is good. It's always an adventure with you. You are sweet as honey. So there's a lot of other uses. And Peggy, do you want to show your little flip frame? Because this was a really adorable project.
You can do that.
And I don't remember what day you were here with this. Was it a week ago?
Last Friday.
So last Friday,
We did this one.
Peggy took a little flip frame, and look at
So
this.
Life According to Pooh. And I just used a lot of those cut aparts, and because I love those quotes, and kind of dressed them up a little bit. Put some
Very
room
cute.
for
It's ready for photos.
And you can use it, you know, at a birthday, at a graduation, anything like that that you want. Just a friends get together. It'd be a great birthday present for a girlfriend too. You know, pictures of
I do think
you together.
maybe
some little
even
pockets.
I know we mentioned baby, but even a baby shower.
Oh yeah. Yep. Maybe even a wedding shower, because it's got, you know, the adventure together. So
there's a lot of
here.
Oh, we got a
There we
little bit of extra adhesive there. So that's on a really fun flip frame, and she used the Winnie the Pooh collection. The frames are $4.99, and they come in black, white, and cream, and they are in the miscellaneous product. And the black and white ones are one piece, and the cream, the base is a little separate from the top. A little separate. It is separate.
Just a little.
You just have to attach them together, and it works pretty well.
And I mean, and it fits a 4x6 photo as well. So
Oh, that's true. We got to remember, it's not just for these little flippy books. You can put photos in here, which is really good for graduation, because you could put your seniors or your graduating student's picture in. You could add some decorations around the frame, or put some ribbon. The 2024. Okay, that's what we're going to do today, Peggy.
We've got some great graduation.
Will you help me remember that? Because we got to tell Katie about that.
Yes.
That would be a great display item for graduation. Okay, or weddings, or a shower, whatever it might be.
To put it, you know, around flowers or something as a centerpiece. That'd be great on the table.
Okay, I'm not, I wasn't looking at comments, but I think it's just all hellos.
Okay.
So, oops, forgot to be paying attention, but Janet is here, and good morning, Janet.
Good morning, Janet.
Oh, and Janet just made a comment that she is using one of these frames for a memorial project.
Oh, yes.
You guys, Janet has been doing some amazing things.
Busy.
April is Janet month. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of her kits, and you're going to be seeing her on the video more too, which is great.
That's exciting.
Which
speaking
includes,
of her.
well, exactly. We're going the same place. She did have a class, the All Occasion Kaleidoscope cards, and that was a live virtual class. And well, it's live or later, really, let's say. It's a virtual class on a private Facebook group, and we still have some kits left. And it's $47.99, so if you'd like those, I'm sure Janet will link it. And there's pictures of the cards online. And we have a question. Oh, Michelle said the flip frame would be good for your mixed media tags.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, how about those?
What about your artistic trading cards?
Yes, the ATC cards.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Thank you.
Those are about that right size for that.
Good
that will fit right in there.
suggestion. They want to know how to do the holes in the flip frame. So let's get up close here.
Okay. And what I did with that is I cut, you know, my pieces, my base pieces, and then I used my crocodile and punched through, and I set, you know, the crocodile hole is the smaller hole. I set it, you know, so it would be the same distance from the edge each time when I used it, so I didn't have to guess. But I was able to like go through 4 or 5, you know, pieces of paper at a time, so that I knew that the holes were all going to line up together with that. So yeah, the crocodile.
So you
was
just
a great
can punch
tool.
holes in it, and it's pretty easy.
Yep.
Right, we have a question about the birthday party kits from Janet, and we do have those left. And let's grab one. Do you want to
they in
grab
the
one,
birthday
Peggy?
section?
They're right over there on the end cap. Peggy's going to grab one for us. And then I love the idea, Jean, you could use these for a retirement party. So lots of good, I love all the ideas we get from people. And okay, and we do have the kits left. These are $36.99. And they make you get Janet's instructions and her inserts.
So you know they're written well.
And she
Easy
told
to
me
follow.
this is one of her favorite sets of cards, birthday cards.
When she showed them on the demo that one day. They were just fun. So fun.
They are, and they, you know, there could be masculine. It could go for anybody.
Could go, you know, little kid, clear up to adult, I think works. So, yeah.
And Diana, thank you. She said if you haven't taken one of Janet's classes, you're really
You need to
missing out.
take it. She's such a good teacher.
She is very good. I learned so much just kind of following along. And Mary asked about memorial card kits. Oh my gosh, you are in for a treat this month. That's kind of our theme throughout the month, is we're doing a lot of memorial projects, and we'll be starting to release those really soon. We're going to have 2 card kits. We've got a page kit. We've got a coaster kit, a clipboard. So, and we even have a kit for a recipe, because, you know,
that's
Peggy,
exciting.
recipe, it's a recipe crate that's coming, and Janet's going to actually be teaching that live at the end of the month. So
that'll be
we'll
neat.
give us just a couple days, and we'll be getting those all out and available to you, because it's important, you know, to tell our stories of our families, of people in the past.
I know one of the most treasured things I have from my grandmother is her handwritten recipe for apple bread. She always made it every fall, and it was a family favorite. It was just, everybody looked forward to it when she made it, and I have the handwritten recipe from her.
Isn't
so
that special?
I'm really excited about that.
That's really great.
I keep that in a pretty safe place, and it's nice to have her handwriting.
And Janet just clarified, maybe when we were asked about the holes, people might have thought we put the hole in the frame. So thank you, Janet. The ring just goes over the frame, so there are no holes in the actual frame.
No.
So, okay, well, you know what? I think we're ready.
Are we?
Let's roll.
Okay, all righty.
I mean, we are rolling right
We
now.
are rolling,
just like the old movies, but now we're going to roll some more. I'm going to roll over here to Peggy. And I like your shirt. Grandma knows
Grandma knows
best.
best. Yep. Well, I thought it appropriate since all of the layouts today, and I mean, most people know that most of my layouts center around my grandkids. And
Well, you have a couple of really nice little
and
subjects.
So I enjoy scrapbooking them. They're fun. They're characters, so they make it fun.
Well, tell us their ages again.
My oldest
their
one,
names. Just introduce them to us.
Brazen is the older one. See him right there. And he is 6 now. And then Maxon is the younger one, and this was a couple years ago, but he's 4 right now. So they're 6
at
and
a
4.
super fun age, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they are. They're a lot of fun, and it's always fun to have little conversations with them, because you just never really know where it's going.
You don't know what they're going to say, whether they should or not.
Yep. And sometimes, you know, they like to tell stories too, and they can suck you in on those stories, and then all of a sudden you find out, oh, now wait. But that's okay. I like that they have those imaginations.
That is good. They're fun. They're just so fun.
They are. They truly are. Well, today we're going back to our Winnie the Pooh collection. And as Kelly said before, when this first came in, everybody thought baby, 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 because Winnie the Pooh's always been part of, you know, you just associate him with baby and things like that. But as we've shown over the last couple weeks, Winnie the Pooh can really go with any age.
Sorry, Peggy. I don't mean to interrupt, but check your mic. Is it lit down there?
Yes.
Okay, they said we lost your mic, and I apologize for interrupting. Why don't you just push this button on and off? We're going to turn it on and back off, and then we'll see if it comes back on. And then pull that out and put it back in too. Okay. All right. Hopefully you heard a couple little clicks. They said your microphone was off. So let's...
Should we try it again? Testing.
Peggy's checking out. She's testing her microphone, and I apologize for stopping it like that, but we all want to hear what Peggy has to say. And we'll see if you can hear.
Can you hear me now?
We're checking it here in the back.
So Doug is talking. I'll ramble.
Yeah, you can
for
ramble
a little while and see if anybody can really
Janice
hear me.
says it's back.
Okay,
it's back.
Good,
So,
good,
all
good.
right, so
Okay.
go ahead.
All
Sorry
right.
about that,
Okay.
everybody.
Well, again, we're back to Winnie the Pooh, and I was here last week doing that little Winnie the Pooh flip frame, which was so much fun to do. And as we said, Winnie the Pooh isn't just for babies. I think that we have shown over the last few weeks, or last couple weeks, that Winnie the Pooh can go for anything you want it to. And this collection by Echo Park is just it's really fun to work with. And one of the things I really enjoyed a lot about it were all the little quotes.
I agree.
I'm so glad they included so many of those in with the different pieces, from the chipboard phrases to the puffy stickers to just the regular stickers. You get some with the ephemera and some with the frames and tags. I like that there's so many different choices on using those, and the different shaped pieces and things like that. It's really a fun collection. And once I got going on that flip frame, when I got done with that, I thought, I still have a lot of material left here, so why not do a few layouts? I knew that I had a couple of pictures of the little boys with some Pooh pajamas that I got them for Christmas a couple years ago.
They're wearing Pooh pajamas.
And so
my gosh.
Thought, this is just perfect. I have wanted to scrapbook these pictures of them because I just think they're so cute. I mean, who doesn't think their grandkids are adorable? Yes. I certainly do. And I thought, I just need to use these. I need to scrapbook these pictures because the pictures are so cute, and this line is just perfect for them. I mean, the perfect colors to go with the pajamas.
I do like the colors a lot
I do
because
too.
they're neutral. They're not like pink. They're not like blue. They're going to be your greens and golds and blues and
and I like the yellows and the golds in this collection.
I
just
do
think it's so striking.
I do
and
too.
I like how the yellow and the gold go with the red and the orange in the. I mean, the harmony in
they're
the colors.
Pooh colors, that's for sure.
They really are, and they just look really nice. So we'll get started on this first layout here. We'll talk about this one. This one, again, I had this picture of the little boys. I've been holding it for a couple years, and this one they're just 2 and 4. So it's been a couple years since that picture was taken. And we had gotten him Pooh pajamas for Christmas because the little one especially, he just loved Winnie the Pooh. And if you can see in my journaling on that, when he opened them up, he was just so excited. He just said, "Pooh, I love Pooh." And as soon as we got done opening gifts that night, the first thing they did before they even went home was put on the Pooh pajamas.
So cute, Peggy.
So they were pretty
It's
excited
adorable.
about those. So on this layout, what I did, and as I was talking to Katie too, before we came on, it's amazing what you can do with just strips of paper. If you vary the width of your strips of paper, it's just amazing what you can do and how striking you can make that layout. I mean, it's on white, so all these colors are going to pop out at you. But I mean, a 1-inch strip, 1-inch strip, 3-inch strip, and that's my whole background paper. And so easy to put together. I just loved how this one came out. You can see that I did triple matte the photo.
I didn't notice the white, but that's a matte also.
I like to put a white matte behind a photo because I think it helps define it from the other mattes.
That's a good
so
idea.
just
I
a
like
real
that.
thin line. And I usually cut it about 1/8 of an inch bigger than what my photo is. So my photo here is 4 by 6. And so my white mat was cut to 4 1/8 by 6 1/8, and so that I think help pops it up.
I agree.
I do the same thing if I'm going to triple mat. I do it with the same thing with that third mat, which I usually take a 1/8 of an inch bigger than what the middle mat is. The middle mat is about 3/8 of an inch, so just over 1/4 of an inch bigger. And I like that because I like that little wider edge on the mat. Many times when I mat my photos, I usually cut it like 1/4 of an inch, but if I'm going to triple mat, I'll increase that just a little bit because I want just a little bit wider, especially if I'm only going to have one photo on the picture. I want it to take up just a little more room. So I did that, and then in creating the title here, you know how Pooh always says, "Oh bother."
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of play on that.
That's
so,
clever.
Oh, brother.
Very clever.
So that was kind of as I looked at the photo and thinking about what kind of title am I going to put on there, and I wanted it to be kind of Pooh-esque, so to speak. And Pooh-esque.
I think we've got a new word.
Yeah, Pooh-esque. And and just, you know, how Pooh always said, oh bother, you know, I wanted to play on that. So that's why it says, oh brother, and I just thought that was quite fitting. And then down below, I needed, you know, some type of a little, you know, grouping or clustering, you know, to kind of accompany that. And so I just took the chipboard banner pieces from the...
Oh, I thought you made those. That's
these
from
are right from here. So,
oh my gosh, okay.
So I just took these because I mean, you see on so many of my layouts how I use, you know, the banner pieces on different things. And so I just used those. I liked how the red and the yellow ones kind of came out instead of straight.
Yeah,
they kind of came out. They're a little bit wider at the bottom than they are at the top, and I thought that was kind of a nice touch. And I wanted to use the colors that I used in the layout. So that's why I chose the red, the orange, and the yellow one together, and then ink those up with the
and you have
brushed-
lots of options.
Yeah,
So
you
depending
do.
on your layout, if you're doing blues
Right.
or greens.
So yeah, I mean, it was nice to be able to do that. And then this too is from the chipboard.
So you and me is from the chipboard sheet also.
And then the you and me together is actually from the sticker sheet. It's a little sticker from the sticker sheet. And I thought, you know, just kind of, you know, piling that together, or, you know, one on top of the other, I thought worked well. I always like to add little words. Same thing with the friends up here. That came from the sticker sheet as well. And so then I thought, well, it needs to be dressed up a little bit more. And so I added these little flowers. And they are this batch right here. I brought over...
We brought some others, and we just had a question about that magnetic
the
holder.
Gotcha magnetic stand.
So that the I can't even say it. The magnetic stand is $19.99.
And this is a lifesaver to me. You can see I popped up, I took my dies that I used on these layouts today and put them on here. And just put them right
They
on
really
here.
stick
They do.
well.
And especially when I'm working with these smaller ones, these little leaves, because these little leaves here, if I can get it off, my fingernails aren't working so well today.
Well, you're kind of at an awkward angle too.
You know, these little leaves, I mean, if I have it laying on my desk, I can lose it pretty easily, especially if I'm looking at the gold paper,
Peggy,
you know.
if you lay it on the table, can you say you do lose a die? Can you set one on the table and see if it will pick it up? Like if you,
I'll do a small one and a large one.
yeah. So if you do lose a die, or they're hard to pick up off your table,
And that's how easy it is to do the stand. You've got
Yeah,
it's so nice.
oh my gosh, it just grabbed them.
There they are.
I thought this would be nice for things like you're using it, or seamstresses that
Oh,
have
yeah.
pins. Or, you know, if you drop something on the floor, have you ever dropped one of these little dies,
Oh,
Peggy,
gosh,
and then
yes.
you can't find it?
Yes. Especially because the carpet in my scrapbook room is kind of the browny, goldy color, you know.
Yeah, so it makes it hard to find things.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of blend right in. So this, I keep this on my desk all the time now. Ever since I got it, I opened up the box and put it on my desk, and you would not believe how, I mean, every time I go in and scrapbook, I have something on it. And as I'm, you know, working through things and stuff like that, rather than, you know, pulling from each of the packages of die cuts, because I mix and match a lot of them when I cut things. I'll throw them on here, and that way I have them if I want to, you know, like if I didn't cut enough, or if I need an additional one or something like that, or another piece from one, I do that. These are all Spellbinders dies, and these are old ones that I have at home, but I did pull a few different...
If you want to do some little flowers.
Right, you know, like I used on here.
This is Floral Abundance from Sizzix. And Floral Abundance, you'll see it is abundant, but it also has, I think, leaves you could use for the holidays,
gosh,
or
yes.
for
I
fall.
look at this. This is a great piece. These are great pieces to use in clusters. You know, just when you... And that one has a nice little
This is called
flower
Pass
in
the
it
Bouquet.
too. Like right down here is real similar to what I'm using in the layouts today. I like when they have the flowers, like this one is kind of layered, and it has the center on there as well. I just really like the little flowers. They're just versatile. You can use them on anything. And you can see I'm doing little boy pages today, and I'm using flowers.
And this is
they're a great
flowers with
addition.
envelope. So that's another one.
Yep.
And then we do have the Spellbinders. And
Look
this has
at
got
that
the
one.
envelope, if you like the envelope, and I do, and it's got all kinds of flowers.
Yeah.
This is a really nice, large collection. And I like it when the leaves, like these leaves, are connected on one die, and
I
then
do
you don't
too.
have as many little dies.
Well, and you know that you're going to get one that goes in each direction on the leaves, so that you get that balance.
And that's Envelope of Wonder
Yeah.
for the last one. Okay, Peggy,
just
we need
love
to
them.
catch up with some
Okay.
comments here.
All right.
So they're asking about Oh Brother.
Oh Brother.
Where you got that.
It is a Cricut font, and it is Disney Winnie the Pooh.
Okay. And then Marcy says she's been missing a happy on her floor since 2020. Oh
Hey,
my
I
gosh.
can send my dog over. He could probably help you find it. He's found lots of things on my floor lately.
And let's see what else. I've missed some comments. I don't want to miss them because I want to go back here, and I didn't want to interrupt you. Okay, we answered about the magnetic die holders, 1999.
Yes, this is
great
really a
price
must-have
point
for me.
Really great price point.
Really a must-have.
We just got more of those in because they have been selling so well.
I love it. I love it.
They like your mats, and Dawn likes the white space that a lot of us tend to cover as much as we can. And I always learned, it doesn't mean I do it, but I remember in class, art class, they would talk about white space is your friend.
It kind of lets your eyes rest a little bit, you know, if you have a lot of busy going on a layout. And then the other thing I did on this one, and I'll do this if I do have a lot of white space and I think it needs just a little bit of color, is I just splattered.
Do a little splattering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on here,
Kind of frames things
yeah,
too.
Wild Honey and Mustard Seed were the two distress ink colors that I used to do my splattering with.
Okay. Is that what you inked with here too, probably? It
Brush
looks kinda
corduroy.
yellow. Oh, it's brush corduroy. Okay, and then Donna, another comment. Donna's late. Her husband retired, and
Oh,
having
good for him.
having him retired is messing up her memory bound schedule.
You know, I get that, Donna. My husband's retired too, and sometimes he's just in my way.
Okay,
But that's okay.
and another Donna thinks her comment was how great it is when you find the perfect paper for a photo.
Yes.
So it's a good thing you didn't do this.
exciting.
Good thing you didn't do this picture
Right,
earlier.
2 years ago, right? You know, I mean,
Okay.
I've had Tigger in my collection, you know, since I had that picture. So he's been waiting to be used for a couple years now. But
Okay.
yeah,
Did
so I
we-
mean, the little flowers, enamel dots.
You can have
just to
flowers
dress
for
up.
boys. It's just
Absolutely.
fine.
And then this is, I think this is from the Brad that aren't Brad's piece. It's just a little bumblebee. I thought that was a little
Yeah, that would be
addition in there.
the adhesive brad.
Is
See,
that- yeah.
I almost wish they would change the name of these because
To
we
brads
always
that
have to
aren't
say
brads,
brads that
because
aren't
that's what
brads
we call them.
because they're adhesive brads
Yep.
now. And Peggy, could you ring the bell? We have a question here that I need to have somebody find something for us. Janine, could you get us one of each flavor of the Scrubbies? Thanks.
Oh, yeah,
Janine's
those
on
are
it.
nice. Those are nice to have.
Yeah. We had a
Okay.
question about the Scrubbies, so Janine's getting those, and then we'll show those to everybody. And they say cute layout. They love it.
Oh, thank you.
It's very
Thank
nice.
you. I like the pops of, you know, orange. I like the little pops of red in there.
It's really super cute.
This paper is just adorable.
It's fun.
So-
I do like the red and the
I do
golds.
too. I do too. When I got to this one, again, you know, I'm talking about, you know, strips of paper, obviously a wider block here, but basically strips of paper to create that background. And I wanted to use this Pooh paper. It's a little bit busier. I mean, you guys all know I am typically a B-side paper kind of gal, but I wanted to incorporate Pooh. So you could actually see him. I wanted, you know, just to kind of repeat him a little bit through here, and
It's very cute.
so that was why I used, you know, this side. And I know, like I said, it's a little busy, but I really liked how it turned out. And then I looked at, like, you know, the little red flowers in there, and that's why I decided to frame it in
Go
red.
with the red.
Yeah, and you know, I usually when I, you know, put this little border around, I use 1/4-inch strips of paper to do it rather than cutting, you know, a mat around it. number one, because I usually don't have a piece of paper big enough to, go all the way around it, because I tend to cut into my papers quite a lot. And in fact, this Pooh paper right here, I had a piece that was wide enough, but it wasn't long enough. So that is why my pictures go where they are, because behind these pictures you'll see that there's a gap.
So there's a little tip and a trick for you. If you are short on paper,
you can certainly do that.
You can put two pieces together or cut it and spread it out and just cover up your gap.
Which is a great trick if you're working like with 6x6 papers and you want something that's longer than 6x6.
That's a great
You can
tip.
camouflage that. So, and no one would ever know if we didn't tell. So that was kind of how this piece came to be, to make sure that it was big enough to go on there. But again, like I said, strips of paper. That's what we use to do the background, and it creates a really striking background. Being able to frame it in, you guys see me do that on so many of my layouts. And just because I frame it in doesn't mean I can't go beyond where that frame is.
Yeah.
But sometimes that framing it in allows me to work with just a little bit smaller area, and I sometimes feel more comfortable with that. I'm not really an 8.5 by 11 scrapbooker. I do like the 12 by 12 size, but sometimes I just like to bring that in just a little bit when I do a layout. And I do like to kind of go beyond, because it kind of helps bring your eye across the page as well.
Looks really good. Very
So
cute photos.
on this one again, a single page layout with 4 photos on it I think is pretty good for me. And you'll see that I did use 2 different sizes of photos. So these are just a wallet size photo that I had printed at Walmart. Again, I print all my pictures at Walmart because I don't have a photo printer, and they do a good job and I'm happy with it. So these are just the wallet size. They're 2.5 by 3.5, all of those. And this is the 4 by 6. And I wanted to show this little progression of him building, because he loves to build. And I always say it's always kind of an adventure for him, because just to see the wonderment in his eyes as his towers come together, and then the giggle when they all fall down. It's really kind of fun to see. But I wanted to really highlight this photo here, just because I love the look on his face, and
that is really cute.
I just really love that.
And that's a good way to have a feature photo.
Yeah, just to kind of show that, just to highlight that one so much. And again, I double matted this one just to kind of bring it out just a little bit more. I would have liked a little bit more of a matte on the gold on this one, but I cut my paper wrong the first time, so I had to go with
So
what
you
I
went
had.
with it. There you go.
So yeah, like Tim Holtz says, you get what you get, and you do with you go with it. So that's kind of how that one went. But then I wanted to keep these in line. I played with them, keeping them straight up and down, but finally I went with them kind of at an angle, because I kind of like that, because the tower is kind of moving too. So I wanted to do that. And then again, the strip of paper, these little flowers are a little bit different than the red ones on that first one, but I wanted something to kind of cover the border between the gingham and the Pooh paper. So I kind of wanted something to cover that border.
I like that.
So
the way
I just
you did that.
Just fit those in there a little bit. And again, it's a little boy, but you can use flowers. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they look really cute. The little greenery adds just a little bit of color.
I think the greenery makes the flowers show more.
I do too. I really liked how that. And this is a little bit different greenery than what's on that first one. But I used the honeybee gems because I wanted to bring in that red, again, just to highlight that red through there. And then I have my banner pieces up here. And here's another little trick that I used on this one. With this came from the frames and tags. Was it frames or tags or the sticker sheet? I can't remember which one it came from. I'm thinking the frames and tags. But behind it with the banners right here, so the banners, these 2 banners are just paper. The red and gold are just regular paper. This is from the sticker sheet. This banner is.
Oh, okay.
And this one is from the chipboard sheet. So
they're not even the same.
They're not even connected. So I use that one.
One is chipboard and one is
the
the
other
sticker.
is the sticker sheet. So
I like it when they include banners. They're really handy to have.
So there's the sticker sheet one, and there's the chipboard one. So those are the 2 that I used.
So they're the same images. They're
Yep.
just one's chipboard and one's
Yep.
cardstock
And you really
sticker.
can't tell unless I told you. So I kind of like that, but I was able to make it look like that banner went all the way behind it, and the fact that this is layered on top of this and on top of that kind of brings it up
Popped
a little
it up,
bit to
yep.
bring that up, to make that a little bit even. So that was my trick on that one, and I really kind of liked how that turned out. And then I just, he's from the sticker sheet, and I just popped him up a little bit, and then I had a little heart punch at home. And when I'm talking about, he just, when the smallest things take up, the most room in your heart, I wanted to make sure I had a heart.
That's
in
one
there
of those
somewhere.
quotes.
Yes, and I love it. And I mean, when I first read that little quote, I thought, this little small guy, just fills so much room in our hearts, and then to see the wonderment and how he loves the blocks and things like that. I just really thought that all kind of went together. Max is from that same font, the Winnie the Pooh font from Cricut. It's just triple cut on that one. And then I used, this is from the Adhesive Brads, yep. And I used Katie's trick that she showed the other day of using the Posca pen to add highlights on that
So look at the balloon on this one. Look closely, and then you'll see that she did the Posca pen, because
It really
these are a little
helps.
glossy, but the Posca pen is actually like a paint
Yeah.
pen, and it will write on anything, including
Yep.
your photos.
Yep. The only thing, when you use it on something like this that's kind of slick, make sure you let it dry before you touch it. I don't, speaking from experience.
Yeah,
on
it
that
sounds
one.
like your experience.
But again, I just added a
Yeah,
few of
those
the
look
adhesive
nice.
dots in there. I think that's the only place I had them on this one.
That's wonderful,
And,
Peggy. I really like it.
And so, that. And then I was also going to show how I do my journaling, how I print out my journaling on both of these. So my strip journaling, and then when I have like two different areas. So I brought along, you guys are going to laugh about this because I'm just kind of, I use whatever I have. I don't care. So I print off the brackets from the NCAA.
Oh, sure.
But I printed off too early. They didn't have all the names on them. So I had this piece of paper that, sitting in my printer that was just scrap paper. And so I thought, well, I'm going to, just print out my journaling, because I usually try to print out my journaling and then I'll take it back to my page and see, okay, is it the right width? Is it the right, height? Is it all going to fit in there? And so this is the actual journaling that I used on these pages. And so I put both on the same page because I was working on them at the same time. I knew on the Oh Brother one, I wanted this to all line up.
So it's right justified.
Yep, so I just lined it up on that side, and which is why it's showing over here. And on this one, I knew I needed two different areas of journaling, so that's why you see that space in between. So I printed it out, ran it through my printer, and it all seemed to be where I wanted it to be. And then I just took my repositional adhesive. I cut my pieces. Let's see, this is scratch paper, but I cut my my cardstock to fit just right over this. And then I take my repositional adhesive, put some on there, stick it down on my paper, just where it's going to fit. I don't give myself a lot of edge around there, but I stick it down, and then I take it and I run it back through my printer
Yep.
again, and it prints it out. And then I can just take it off. And this one, I cut in half. So I have the top and the bottom right there. So that was really easy. And then for the strip journaling one,
You just cut between the lines.
Yep, you just cut between, and I double space, and then I can just cut, right in the middle of each one. So that it looks a lot harder than what it really is to do. So you just double space it.
Okay.
And cut them out.
And we have, I want to make a comment that I missed earlier. Mary actually was in our store, and she's doing an album with her and her husband and their great-granddaughter.
Oh, fun.
And she told me she's using a lot of this for that album, because there are, look at this, we will always be together.
Yes.
You and me. There's so many nice quotes, and I wanted to mention that because I thought that was a really neat idea.
And even, Oh, I'm sorry, even on the sticker sheet, you have together.
Yeah, there's so
day,
many different
you
quotes.
and me. I did want to use best friends on this one when I did this one, but as I was putting powder on it, it fell in my garbage and I couldn't find it.
Oh,
So that's where
and
that
I
one
don't
went.
think the Sizzix Gotcha will
So-
fix that.
Nope.
And then we had a question earlier, since we're kind of
So
between
many.
pages and things, about the scrubby. And
Yep.
we did get the scrubbies back in, and these are really nice. Not only they smell amazing, but they're going to clean off your Tim Holtz Distress Inks. They clean like paint and oil, and they work really well. There's lots of testimonials. If you've used one, just make a comment and let other people know. And if you have a favorite flavor, because they come in lime, this is hard. I think it's lemon lime actually, and then orange and lemon. And I've bought these for put them in Christmas stockings. They're not just for crafters. They're
No.
really great, and for cleaning other things. And they are natural, which I think is nice, especially if you're trying to scrub up somebody's little children's hands, or if you want to try to keep things more natural in your home.
Yep.
And I was going to look. I don't even know. They're $6.99. So those are back in
But
stock.
they last forever.
They do last a long time.
They're really nice. And like
And Christy
you said,
says
they
she
smell
loves
so good.
it.
They smell so good.
And Janet just linked it. So if you were wanting to order some or learn more about them, Janet just linked it for us. Okay, and then Peggy, Lori has a question for you. She
Sure.
said, your images that you're doing are 2 years old. Do you go back and fit chronological, or do you continue on? She said for her it depends on what book she's working on.
Number one, I'd actually have to have a book, which I don't have. You would be shocked that most of my layouts are actually in totes.
But are you going to put them in a book someday, or what's your
someday
plan?
they'll go in a book. Someday they will. I do have an album for each of the boys. I need to get a second album for each of the boys because I do have them filled up. But I don't, and I never have been a chronological scrapper. I started scrapbooking when my kids were in 4th grade, so I had 9 years worth of pictures of them before I started scrapbooking, and a lot of those pictures weren't great, and so they weren't exciting to do. They do need to be done, but they just weren't very exciting to do.
We didn't have the fancy cameras.
No.
And that. I know when my kids were young, even if you went to
Right.
their basketball game, it was hard to get a good photo.
Yeah, taking a picture in a gym is
Yeah.
crazy.
And now you can do it.
Yeah, you can. And a lot of times when I am scrapbooking, I jump around. If I have a photo and I see a paper and I think, oh, that paper will really work well with that photo. So like, the Winnie the Pooh one, even though these pictures are 2 years old, I thought, I'm so glad I hadn't scrapbooked them yet because this paper is really good for them. But I jump around a lot. I will do things from, 3 years ago, and then I'll do something from last week. So it just kind of depends
Whatever you
on
want to work on.
yeah,
It's not-
it
you
just
do
kind
you,
of
right,
depends-
Peggy?
Exactly. So it just kind of depends on, what is maybe exciting me at the time, or what's bringing me joy, or what that paper line is dictating to me. I shouldn't say
Perfect.
dictating, but what that
If
paper
you
line
find
is,
something like,
is,
oh,
is
I've got the
saying to
perfect
me,
picture for that.
what it's talking to me about. So
And Peggy brought
yeah,
a couple
I did
bonus
bring a
layouts
couple
today.
extra ones
We've got our
today.
Winnie the Pooh,
Yep.
and then she said
I'm
she
just gonna
brought a
slide
couple
right on
others
down.
to show us.
Yeah, just a couple that I've just been working on a little bit here and there.
Well, and
So,
they're all
yeah.
amazing. So we got a couple more. Don't go away,
Yep,
and we'll check these out.
Yeah.
More little grandson.
Yep. I am a real Vicky Boutin fan.
Well,
And
I think a
get
lot
excited-
of customers
oh,
are
gosh.
Vicky Boutin fans.
I get excited anytime one of her lines come out. And was this last fall, maybe, when this one came out?
I
last
think
fall,
so.
or-
Yeah, we've got it towards the end of the year.
And I just really liked it. I like the blues and the oranges, in it, and the greens too. And so of course, I had to buy every piece of it because that's just what I do. I can't.
think we all
not
do
have
that, really.
anything. But so I put this layout together. Again, this is a picture from last summer, but I did this layout just a few weeks ago because I pulled this paper out and I thought, oh, this paper is going to go really well with
It
this
does.
picture.
Oh my gosh,
And
the blue
so,
and green are perfect.
So I thought, this is what it's going to lead me to. And I kept thinking, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? And I went back to that tried and true sunburst pattern on here so I could incorporate a lot of different patterns, because I really love to do that. I love, texture and pattern in my layouts. And I wanted to kind of pull in a lot of the colors that were in the photo. And this is just a photo of my grandson from last summer when we were up in at Lake Michigan. It really is like his happy place. He
looks very happy.
There. He loves being on the beach. He loves splashing in the water, playing in the sand. It's a great thing. And so on this one, as I said, I did the sunburst on that, and then I left the white space down here because I knew this is kind of where I wanted to really embellish a lot of things up. 5x7 photo, again, a one photo layout, but you'll see my mats on this one are kind of turned. I did go a little crooked. I inked around.
I've seen you do this, Peggy.
I don't do it very often. I'm really to put things askew. Sometimes makes me cringe, but sometimes it's the right thing to do. It just looks right when I do that. And then you'll also see on the photos that I took my my sanding, my file, and I sanded the edges of the photo too, just to kind of rough those up a little bit, because I wanted just a little bit of white on there, just to kind of, I just think, beach photos, it's kind of like that, because, the waves and things like that. I kind of like that. And then I just used the Discover and Create, the embellishment, and this has vellum pieces in it.
I know,
here.
she does have
and
really
I
good
really
lines.
love that. My biggest thing when it comes to using vellum pieces like that, how do I attach it? And I didn't have like the vellum tape that we have, because we have adhesive that's vellum. Nouveau glue dries clear. You can put Nouveau behind it, and you don't see it. So there's another use for your Nouveau.
It also depends on your background. So maybe with a white background, get out your Nouveau glue.
Yep. So this is the Vicky Bouton. I just really love that. The paper, I brought a lot of what we have in stock. We have a lot of the 12x12s in stock. And another fun thing about Vicky Bouton paper is the barcode strips. I love that. They're
all handy, aren't they? Yeah. A lot of companies are doing that now, and Vicky Bouton's, I think, been doing it forever. Oh yeah, love a good camera paper for sure.
But a lot of the pieces on this came out of the embellishment pack, from the happiest to the. I really like this. What is this thing called? It's a
color wheel.
What is that little Viewmaster?
Yeah,
Viewmaster
like
wheel. Yeah, I really liked that, and I think that's kind of what started me on this layout, and then that's kind of what drew me to the starburst or the sunburst thing. The butterflies, most of those are fussy cut from paper, but yeah, I mean, just a fun layout to do, and then just add a little, a few vines, some puffy things, and you can pull those from just about any line.
Just get your stuff out,
and just start playing with it. So that's a fun thing.
So I think you've shown. I think Janet has done the sunburst on a video, and I think you've shown us, and you can find those on our blog. There's just a question: if you measured the strips for your sunburst, do you use a certain measurement?
Depends on how big the sunburst is going to be and how wide I want my strips. Now, on this one, I'm trying to think if I maybe went like 3 inches, maybe. I think they're maybe 2.5 to 3 inches. I think I tried to decide how many I wanted across here and then kind of divided that out. Sometimes they don't fit exactly when you get them done, and that's why you put the big photo in the middle, so you can't see how they all come together, that they don't meet. I think I got lucky on this one that they actually did fit together.
So Janet just linked the blog post where Peggy shows how to make this, so you can go there and watch that and learn all about it.
And sometimes what I'll do is I'll take like a sheet of scrap paper or whatever, the size that I want my starburst to be, because I want to make a pattern for it first before I actually cut the paper. And I will draw the lines. So I'll start like in the center point and maybe come up to the middle and decide, let's go an inch here, let's go an inch here, and then I'll draw from here to that
Oh,
mark,
sure.
to that mark, and then another like 2.5 inches, whatever, to that mark, and then draw those out. And there's a little bit of math involved with it, and I'm okay with that because I kind of like math. But yeah,
Good
that's
tip.
how I do it. And then I usually try to, when I cut my pattern, as well as when I cut my pieces, I usually try to use my paper trimmer, not my scissors, because I want that
make
straight
it
line,
perfect.
because
That's a
it'll
great
fit a little
tip,
bit
too.
better. I also number my pieces so that when they're all cut, I know what order they're going to come in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Awesome.
So I'll number those so I know which way they
And you
go
can learn
together.
more about that. Go to our blog at Memory Bound. You can even go to our blog, and Janet linked it earlier, but you can search on Peggy, and then you can see all of her layouts.
Yeah,
She's
because I
had
did
a
do
lot.
And I did do a demo a while ago that was all some,
And that's what
the
Janet
Sunburst
linked.
layout. So yeah,
perfect.
different sizes.
Oh, I like how
different
you can just
shapes.
slide that
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
Whoops.
maybe.
And then I
can just
had
slide
you
it
knock
over
it.
there.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh, look at
now
this.
the last one. Okay.
Oh
So,
my gosh, Peggy,
you know-
seriously, your pictures. I'm going to zoom in on the pictures on this just before the layout, because look at that expression.
So,
So cute.
T-ball season, baseball season, softball season, it's upon us. And this is one, again, I've had these pictures for quite a while, and I just finally got around to doing the layout just a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, the paper that I have on here, it's kind of old paper, but I did bring some of our T-ball and softball papers that we have in
And
stock
T-ball
right
is
now.
hard to find.
It is
so
hard to
It
find.
is really good that we
And
have
so
some.
I love that we have the T-ball one. So this is great, and I love that it's white with the black and gray print on that side, black with the white and gray print on this side. So you can use them. You can use them together. So if you have two sheets of it,
Right,
you
could
know,
do kind of
like
what you
I did here. You can use one on top and one on the bottom, and then put your photos across there to separate it out, which I just really love. I love being able to do that with papers. I know that they all go together really well, and it's just fun. Now, I brought over some of our softball paper too, because softball's going big right now too.
Yep,
And,
sure
and I'm a
is.
former softball coach, so I love softball. And so I brought some of our photoplay, the colorful stuff, because softball uniforms are usually pretty colorful, and I really like these. And with the cut aparts, we have some great papers.
Those are very colorful.
So we have some great papers to go for your baseball and softball for your kids.
And you
playing
can
Little
go
League right now.
online, and if you go to themes, and then you can go to sports, so you have a little bit of a path, and then you go to softball or baseball or volleyball or whatever sport you want to.
Now on this layout, I did have page pieces from Simple Stories that I used on it, but I also had a set of these from Scrapbook Customs. I had the baseball one. This is the softball one, but I
Look at
love the
those.
size of these pieces. I
Oh.
mean, you get some words in there.
They're really great for scrapbooking.
They
They're
are.
a little big for cards, unless you're making a really big card, but they're made more for scrapbooking.
But they give you a great thing, for a title. I mean, instead of baseball there, you could use a softball here. I brought over these die cuts, which I think are great for titles as well. I mean, I could put that there instead, and that would be great on
Yeah,
there.
it would.
So with the T-ball, that would go really well on that if I had that. This has a bat in it, so there's your bat. Right there.
Says
You
batter
can have-
up.
Yeah, I mean, the hat, the glove, I mean, they're all on there. So you can use all of that, and I loved how that came out. If you like, the helmet, the bat, the
Those are
glove,
neat.
these are great die cuts too. Those are $3.79 for those 3 pieces, which I love the detail in the
That seems really
glove.
low for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I
might be
think,
checking
yeah,
that later, Peggy.
The detail in the glove is great. And
I hope our weather
yeah.
warms up for all
do
these little
too.
kids
I
out
do
on the
too.
fields.
I don't know. They said that by next week we're supposed to be close to 70, I think.
Okay,
so I'm
we'll
looking,
take it.
The weatherman better be right, because
Yes,
I'm
they better
holding
be.
to it. I mean, I love the die cut ball. I mean, it's another great piece that you could
Yes.
put in with your title. So like if you have, your home run title or your T-ball title, you can kind of layer those on there, which would look great together. And then we have, these other stickers too. And these are
A
great
lot
for
of
tucking
baseball
in.
stuff.
Yeah,
I think
These
we're
are
ready
great
for baseball season.
For tucking in, you know, up here or, you know, above your photos, around your photos. Again, this is a great title piece right there. I love that they're kind of layered. We have a lot.
You picked out good
of
stuff. It even has the Empire.
Yeah. So maybe you put a pair of glasses on them. I don't know. But we have a lot of great stuff to get started with your, you know, your spring sports for your
Well,
kids.
and Peggy, I'd like you to hold these up together because you've really done a very similar layout.
Right.
You have done your straight pieces of paper like you talked about. One is more vertical, one is more horizontal as far as your paper, but then with the border of photos going across.
Right, and you know, with the journal block here and with the grouping up here, you know, they're both the same.
So you've got a
there.
really close.
I'm looking at this over here. I mean,
how you can take just the idea of your row of photos and row of photos and do different things behind them. I really like that.
So yeah, I mean, if you look at both of these, you could almost say, "Hey, did those come from the same sketch?" You know, maybe rotated a little bit.
Just rotated.
You know, so yeah, I mean, really similar, but they look very different.
Well, people love your layouts. There's lots of comments coming in
So,
about how they love your layouts,
yeah.
and we'll take pictures of everything, and we'll get them on the blog. The blog doesn't come up immediately after the video. It does
Right.
take a few days, but they will be on there, and you can see them. And I'm looking to see if we have any questions. I
Always
don't
open to
see
questions.
anything, Peggy. Do you have? Are we good? Do you
I
have
think
anything else to
I
add?
think I have.
Look
I
at this
mean,
fun table.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fun colors today, a lot of fun products. The spellbinders and Sizzix dies that we have over here with the
Yeah.
floral dies, I think it's
good to have some basic florals.
It is. I have a few at home, and I go back and use them over and over again. So, and I always look for ones that have a variety of pieces in them. I don't have to use them all together all at once. I can use a piece here, I can use a piece there. Like in this one over here, I used this on that flip book last week, and I just used like the center of this flower and used it as a sun. So
Yeah, so there's just
so I mean, there's different ways to use them.
like Teresa says, you have to get your stuff out.
Yeah,
and
just
use
play and just play.
And we had a customer. Let's see. Whoops, a viewer. Let's see. I got to find it. I guess it was Janet. Pointed out that you have the small pattern on the top, and then you have the bigger pattern on the bottom.
The bigger pattern is a little bit heavier, so we keep that down at the bottom to kind of weigh things down.
Good observation.
And then, like these little strips here that say baseball on them, always look at your barcode
those
strips
came
because
from a
that's where it
barcode. Yeah,
came from.
and they're 12 inches, so they will go.
They'll fit across
your page.
So yeah, I like that a lot of manufacturers put that, on the papers because they're a great border piece to use if you just need a little bit of a border somewhere. Even if you're going to separate, like if I'm going to separate here between the sunburst and the white, if I wanted a little border to go across there, I could have used one of those strips, and that would have worked in there really well, I think.
Okay, Mary wants to know how much is the set, and I'm not sure which set. This is $14.99, and it's called Flowers with Envelope.
So versatile.
And that's the one that had the little sun on it. So Flowers with Envelope, and it's just $14.99. And I have this one at home, and I want to do some demos with that.
It's a fun
so
one.
we're going to have to get that out and do some fun stuff with it.
Yep. And I really like this one too because it has so many of these vine type of
Yeah.
and those are great when you do little clusters when you
So
want
this
that little thing
one,
to
this one's
come
called
out.
Floral Abundance. Oh, she said the one with the folder. I wonder if it's this one. This is the Spellbinders. Let's make sure. Maybe it's this one that you're looking at. And it also has an envelope, but it's quite a bit larger. It's called Envelope of Wonder. And this one, here it is. Look at all those dies.
So many.
And the envelope is bigger, and it's a little different than this one from Sizzix. The Sizzix is one piece, and they just fold up. And this envelope is multiple pieces, and it does have lots of little flowers. She says, yep. And this one's $39.99. And then, you can take these envelopes. Sizzix has add-ons where it has like a Halloween and a Christmas that's got little pieces
Yep.
to put in your envelope. But you can use a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You know, you could take the Winnie the Pooh little pieces and have them coming out of there.
Yep, exactly, exactly. And again, you know, going back to the Winnie the Pooh collection, so many different projects that we're all showing with this collection.
I know. Isn't it
And
amazing
is.
how
It
we
really
had
is.
so many things?
And I mean, the colors in it are very springy, so you can use them with your spring photos that you're doing. I mean, the yellow with the little white flowers. I mean,
Well, you know,
it's so
Peggy,
pretty.
I'm inspired
April
after today.
showers,
I've already made
Mayflowers.
projects, cards with these, but I'm inspired again, and I just want to do more Winnie the Pooh projects. So maybe we'll see what we come up
Yeah.
with. But check out our Winnie the Pooh collection. It's online. And Peggy,
Yep.
thank you so very
So
much for
welcome.
today and having
Yeah.
another amazing set of layouts for all of us
It's always fun.
scrapbookers
I
to
love
get
coming on.
inspired by. We appreciate that. And we're going to be back tomorrow morning. And I don't really know what's on our calendar. Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's something
don't
on our
know.
calendar
I'm
tomorrow.
sure it's exciting.
And we'll have to check in with Katie on that. But we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central Time, and we'll see you then. And thank you, everyone, so much
Yes.
for being here today and spending the last hour with us.
Yeah, thank you for the conversation.
And all the ideas. I love the ideas,
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
So happy Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.